Welcome to episode 293, John Doerr, King of Venture Capital. This is an outline of episode 293. In June 2018, he's the king of venture capitalists in the world with a net worth of $8.4 billion. Here's a list of the famous company he funded: Compaq Computer, Sun Microsystem, Google, Amazon and Jeff Bezos, Intuit, TurboTax, QuickBooks, Coursera, Symantec. Now we have John Doerr's most famous mantra: ideas are easy, execution is everything.
Ideas, I believe, are amazing. I worship at the altar of ideas. I love innovation. But Thomas Edison said, innovation without execution is a hallucination. And so execution is everything. Execution is everything. I'd rather have a B idea with an A team or A-level execution than an A idea with B execution or a B team.
John Doerr was born in St. Louis, Missouri in 1951. He was one of 5 children born to a middle-class family.
My parents raised 5 kids in St. Louis on a middle-class income and always made us feel we came first. They worked hard and saved money to send all of us through college. And I remember how proud they were the day that I got an acceptance letter from Rice. In the nearly 34 years ago, they were times. There will always be another business trip to take, another phone call to make, and another dinner to attend. Yes?
John Doerr graduated with bachelor and master's degree in electrical engineering from Rice University. Then he went on to earn an MBA from Harvard University in 1976. And the most important thing happened while he was at Rice University.
I met my one true love. Fortunately, Anne saw in me something only she could show me, that I was lovable and loved. She settled that question for me forever. So what really mattered for me at Rice wasn't starting KTRU or my master's degree in engineering or the great job opportunities or even, faculty, the outstanding teaching. What really mattered is that Anne moved me beyond myself, so I was able to love others.
How he started in Silicon Valley with $50.
I came to Silicon Valley with $50 in my pocket, no job, no place to live. I wanted to work in the computer industry and someday to start my own company. So I figured I'd apprentice myself to a venture capital firm, and I met lots of them. And guess what? They all turned me down. But one of them said, "We've just backed this company in Santa Clara by the name of Intel. You should check it out." As a summer intern, somehow I was admitted to a course on Intel's philosophies taught by resident professor and CEO Andy Grove. And he said, "You know, it almost doesn't matter what you know. What matters is how you execute." I would, as I said before, network like crazy. I hate to say this with the dean here, but I don't think your grades at Stanford Business School matter. What matters is going to be the, of course they're important. But I think the quality of the networks and your hunger for learning and figure out how you're going to make a difference in the world is, I believe, more important than those. Is there any that the most important decision you'll make during, say, your 20s is who it is that you would choose to spend the rest of your life with? So don't give that short shrift. Don't wait until you're 30 to figure out who you may marry, because you might find yourself running out of time by that time and end up choosing whoever it is you happen to be with.
In 1999, he placed his biggest bet on Google.
You presented this to Google where you had just placed your biggest bet of all time in 1999, $11.8 million for 12% of the company. And Larry Page wrote the foreword to your book, and he called it a gift. So I'm curious, what would your OKRs be for Google today? They are grappling with artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, fake news. There's a lot of change that's happened in the last 2 decades.
Well, they have a very clear and crisp set of OKRs, and if I told you what they were, I'd be leaking. So,
John Doerr on the tsunami of tech changes.
Where we are. This is ground zero. Within 20, 30 miles of here is most of the world's innovation in most of the technologies that have changed the world. It's really remarkable. And I can't imagine Silicon Valley without Stanford University. There have been 3 huge waves, I think, in the information technology innovations during our lifetimes. The first was when Intel popularized the microchip in the 1980s, and we saw it as the personal computer era. Companies like Microsoft and Apple Computer grew out of that. 15 years later, in 1995, we embarked on the second great wave, and that was the internet. And it led to companies ranging from Netscape to Amazon.com. And I want you to know, through the worldwide economy, most leaders and most businesses were terrified. They could not understand what it is that internet would do to their businesses. Coincidentally, run the clock forward 15 years further to 2010, and there's a third huge revolution underway. And it's driven by mobile devices, by the special properties of social networks, combined often with those devices, in the transition to the cloud. And we've seen leaders emerge, like a Facebook and a LinkedIn. I've highlighted here some of the companies that we're investing in those areas. The combination of mobile and social and cloud coming together is like 3 tsunamis converging. So their effect is multiplicative, not additive. And that's why I think there's such extraordinary opportunity.
John Doerr thinks every CEO should have a coach, including Eric Schmidt of Google.
I certainly introduced him to Eric. I remember that. I said to Eric, I think you ought to get a coach, and he was quite offended at the suggestion. And then I introduced him to Bill, and he decided that it was the best business decision he ever made to take Bill on as a co-pilot. And Bill ended up coaching the whole company. I don't know.
This is the picture of the famous coach, Bill Campbell. In 2018, he wrote the book, Measure What Matters. In it, he teaches the secrets of his success, OKR. OKR stands for Objective Key Results. What have I learned today? John Doerr learned his model of execution, OKR, while working for Andy Grove of Intel from 1974 to 1980. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. My next video will be John Doerr, Venture Capital King, 9 Lessons. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.